Yo, what is up everybody? Jumping here, and today I'm going to be showcasing my Dark Resonant Katana build. I made a PvP video where I was using this build. I'll put a link in the description and in the annotation if you guys want to go check that out to kind of see how the build works and how much damage it can do. I really love this build. It's so much fun. Alright, so there's my attributes. That is what I've decided on. I'm going to break it down though and talk about my choices. Now the vigor, I went to 40. I like 50 a lot, but 40 is fine. I have about 2200 HP with the 2 rings. For my endurance, I think 20 endurance is all you ever really need. If you use the 3rd dragon ring, your stamina is pretty high, and you really won't have too much issues when it comes to stamina. Now vitality, that's totally up to you. I like the 16 because right now I have 29.9 total weight. So my roll is really good. So like I said, it's up to you what you want to put that stat at. I like the 16 vitality though. Attunement, I actually do have a 16 attunement, so that means I can have 3 magic slots. And I also use the Southern Ritual Band plus 2, which gives me 3 additional magic slots. So that's a total of 6. Now for the strength and the dex, I have a 14 strength for the King's Crown and a 25 dex for the Chaos Blade. Now, if you're going to infuse your weapon, I personally think all you need to do is go for the bare minimums. The reason why is because the scaling is pretty shitty. If I was to put that up to 40 dex, although the Chaos Blade will keep a B scaling in dex, the scaling is just really bad. So I think the bare minimums is all you need if you're going to magic infuse a weapon, dark infuse a weapon, or lightning infuse a weapon. For the ADP, I went for 35. That way I can have a 110 agility, a maxed out agility so I can roll, and I'm going to have more frames for the invulnerability. With a 16 attunement and a 35 ADP, you will have the 110. Now my actual faith and intelligence, I have 15 intelligence and 22 faith. The reason why they are 18 and 25 is because of the King's Crown. Alright, now for the equipment. I love the Dark Chaos Blade. You definitely want to dark infuse this if you're going to go with a resonant weapon build. I really like this shield because it's super light. I never really block, I just parry. So if I pull this out, I'm only going to use it to parry. Generally, I just use my chimes. I don't even have my shield out ever. If I'm fighting a certain type of weapon, I will pull the shield out because I'm pretty confident maybe I can get a parry with it. But generally, I have these out so that I'm able to cast spells, and you know how it goes. Alright, so this is in my opinion, this is the best dark chime in the game. The only downside is that you can only cast dark magic with this chime. You cannot cast miracles. So because of that, I go with the priest chime as a secondary. I keep this one on my right hand so I can cast certain miracles like Great Heal and Great Magic Barrier. I don't use it offensively. I just use this one to cast Great Resonant Soul. Now my armor, I use the King's Crown. If you don't know the little secret with the King's Crown, this will actually boost your faith and intelligence by 3. And it will add a little bit, very tiny, but a little bit more casting speed. So I personally think the King's Crown is like the best helmet in the game. I'm using the Chaos Robes. Sometimes I like to mix it up. I'll go with the Lion Robes, the Magus Robes, because they increase your casting speed. So I like them as well, but I think the Chaos Robes are really good. The one thing I really like about these robes is that they give you a lot of dark defense. So that's really, really amazing. Plus you get a lot of fire defense, magic defense, lightning defense. So it really does help overall. Now for my rings, I like the life ring plus 2. I know a lot of people don't use it, but I like it. It's 12.5% extra life. So that is really good. Combine that with the 3rd dragon ring and you're going to have a lot of HP. I think HP is super important. For my other 2 rings, I'm using the clear bluestone ring for casting speed and the Southern Ritual Band plus 2. Now, I already talked about this. I use this so I can have 6 spells, and obviously this is just to cast my spells faster. Now, for the actual spells I'm using Resonant Weapon, Great Resonant Soul, Great Magic Barrier, and Great Heal. Now, this is my random invasion setup. If I need to heal, I have the heal. I can just, at any time, bust out my chime, cast it, and heal myself up. Generally, before I engage, I'll cast Great Magic Barrier, and I will cast Resonant Weapon, so that I am all buffed up and ready to go. Now there is something else you can do, and I actually do need to bring this up. You do want to lower the requirement for a couple of these spells. Like for example, with Great Magic Barrier, I put it down to 25, and with Great Heal, I put it down to 25. It is originally 28 with both these spells. Same with, I think, one of these, I can't remember. I think it's Great Resonant Soul. It requires a 26 faith, so I just lowered it down to a 25. So, that was real easy. Now, in the future, I do plan on working on this because you can farm those spices. If you go to the Belfry areas, I believe the one with the gargoyle fight, if you burn bonfire aesthetics, you can get, I believe, 4 of the faith ones. I don't know the name, but it's the ones that lower the faith requirement. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually lower the requirement for Profound Still. That way I can actually cast this as well. If I was to remove these 2 spells, I could use this and silence my opponents. I think for like dueling, that's pretty cool, but it's kind of a douchey thing to do because you can silence people and you can still cast. So personally, I find that to be kind of douchey. I might even play around with Life Drain Patch as well, because this is another really awesome dark magic spell. Alright, well that's pretty much it for the build though. You got to see my attributes, see my setup, my armor, my rings. I really love it. It does a lot of damage. I mean, it destroys people. I can kill them with my Chaos Blade in about 3 to 4 hits. Generally what I like to do is I'll do the running attack and follow it up with a momentum strike. And a lot of people will dodge you, but one quick tip. If someone is dodging against your running attack with like a katana, especially with the Chaos Blade, this is what you do. You run at them, you stab, they dodge, and then you turn and you do the momentum strike in the direction that they roll to. So if they're rolling behind you, like to try to backstab you, you can literally destroy them. It works every time if you're not locked on. You just bam, stun them, and then you hit them again. And you're talking about, if you have your weapon buff, it's about 1500 damage you can get off with that. It's so good, guys. Alright guys, well I really hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, will you please like and favorite the video for me? And also be sure to subscribe because I'm going to be doing more build videos in the future. My next one will probably be a sorcerer's build. So be on the lookout for that. I really hope you guys have a nice day and peace out.